All right, welcome back to another video. I decided to come out here for the weekend south of the border, right by the beach. I'm actually about an hour and a half south of San Diego at this place called La Salina, which is about maybe 30-40 minutes north of this place called Ensenada. If some of you are familiar, that is a very popular destination for a lot of people to come out through the cruise ships when they're coming down the western border, coming down south towards Mexico from California. So I just wanted to give you guys a little tour. I got invited to this property through some friends, and we decided to spend Saturday afternoon here checking this place out, catching up with people that I haven't seen in several weeks. Let me go ahead and show you guys here a little bit of this property. So you can see real nice views. Now this is a split level home. So if you see here, this is the main road where you come down, but the property itself actually goes down. So you can see that there's more property over there. You got the view of the mountains, and you got the view of some vacation property out there by the water. It's really, really nice out here. There's a little bit of cloud coverage. There's a little bit of a breeze. Perfect weather. Great place to be able to spend the weekend. I am actually gonna go back to where I'm staying at over in Rosarito. But like I said before, I just wanted to catch up with friends today. And let me go ahead and show you as well. We have a nice spa and little nice grassy area here as well. Then they got a real nice tile flooring, it looks like. And the view of other properties in this area. Real nice to be able to spend the weekend out here. Now this house, it is a pretty large home. It has about 5 bedrooms. And the owners of this property, they actually only use it as a vacation home. So they don't have permanent renters. As of right now, they have not put the property up on Airbnb. Now this is an HOA, so it's really private and it's really calm. There are a couple people out here throwing some parties for the weekend, but other than that, it's very peaceful. And so you get places like this that a lot of people from different parts of the United States have actually come down, and they've actually retired in these types of areas. And you can actually get a real nice property like this for a fraction of what you would pay in the United States. And it's right beside the water. Comment down below, let me know what you think. I know that this property, if they were to sell it right now, it would probably sell around $500,000 to $600,000. And this is a 5-bedroom property, nice and large, has enough to fit several people comfortably. And like I said, it's right beside the water. The only thing is it is a little isolated from the towns, from the cities that have all the commerce. So you do have Ensenada to the south, and you have other places that have real good food up north. And eventually you can get to Tijuana or Rosarito. So let me know what you think. So right now they are actually having a party in the house, so I didn't want to intervene. But check this out. This is the outside of the property. So as you can see, it looks like it's a 1-story home, but up above is where we were at earlier. And as you can see, we're actually right here towards the other homes. The weather is really perfect right now. It's a little bit after 6 p.m. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a tour of this area. Like I had mentioned before, a lot of people are choosing to retire in places like this, especially people who have a large home equity in their house over in California. A lot of them sell their homes and come buy a property here cash. They were actually telling me that most of the people around here are retirees. Here's another property. Really peaceful, no one on the streets. And you can see that we're not even that far from the water. Now over here up ahead, this is where people dock their boats. This is the backside of that property over here. There's actually a sign, and it's a San Diego number and a number from Mexico. So it's very common for people out here to be able to sell real estate from the San Diego area. They actually pitch a lot of the properties here in this area due to the large amount of people coming and living out here. So this is a reality for a lot of people. I know that for some people, they choose to retire in different areas of the United States. And there's a lot of people that choose to retire in places like this. The good thing is that it's very favorable for the people in the United States to come down here, because as time goes on, they cater to the US citizens. A lot of people in this area also speak English, and the dollar is widely used in this area as well. In the distance, we got these large condominiums that were also built, and you can see that over here as well. Right now, it is Labor Day weekend, so some of these places are really full. A lot of people decided to come down this weekend to be able to spend time with family out here. I decided to drive down here yesterday night, and the traffic to be able to cross the border into Mexico, I think I waited a little bit over an hour in line. So there was a large uptick of what usually it takes about maybe no more than 20 to 30 minutes to be able to cross the border to come into Mexico from San Diego. As I'm walking over here towards the beach, I could actually hear in the distance a speakerphone, someone speaking in English. So like I said, it's very common for a lot of people to move to areas that tend to be more familiar with expats. Here's another view of the houses in this area. So this is very reminiscent of what you would find in the United States, which is peace and calmness. No people bothering you, no loud music, just a bunch of people trying to enjoy their Labor Day weekend. Now, I decided to do a little bit of research as to what you would spend on a piece of property out here. And like I said, this is right beside the water. This is walking distance to the beach. So to be able to get a nice piece of land, you're probably looking at somewhere around $60,000 to $100,000, or probably even a little bit more. If you wanted something that was closer to the water, a nice piece of land, then you are looking at probably close to about $200,000 for that piece of land. If you wanted a nice home like the one I just showed you, you are looking at probably around $500,000 or so. If you wanted a larger luxury home, something that has well over 10 bedrooms, then you are looking at about $1 million to $1.5 million. Now, the home that I just showed you, that I was up on the roof, that home has 5 bedrooms and 4 baths. And it has 2 living room areas. It's a split level. And on the bottom floor, there's actually a small patio that's partially covered. And both the patio on the bottom and the area on top have artificial green grass, and they have the built-in jacuzzi with the nice views. Can you imagine $500,000 for a home like that? How much would that cost in the United States? If you are looking at a nice area with a nice view, maybe Southern California, or maybe even somewhere in the East Coast, there is no way that you can get a property like that for $500,000. Well over $1 million. And you get the nice and peaceful, calm location included. That's a bargain. It's not for everybody, because obviously you are in a foreign country and you are subject to that country's rules and regulations, for some people, it might make sense. And there's other people out there that choose to retire in different areas. The good thing is there's a lot of variety out there for people. You don't necessarily have to retire in a place like this. Some people like the country living. Some people like to live in big cities. I personally don't recommend that you retire in a large city. We live in very uncertain times and anything could happen. And it looks like they're building something here as well. Sometimes people, they decide to build property out here in Mexico, but it just never gets completed. There's a lot of unfinished projects here in this area. People can take years to be able to get something built. And sometimes these are regular working class Americans that don't make an extreme amount of money. So in the United States, they live very frugal, but little by little, they end up building property out here in Mexico to eventually retire. And you know, the sad part is that a lot of people that do this, sometimes they never do retire in this property. They decide to build it, but no one ends up living in it. Something happens along the way, and they end up staying in the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. We're going to have a great time here. It is Saturday afternoon. We have the rest of the Labor Day weekend up ahead. I really hope you like this style of videos. I'm trying to mix it up. Sometimes I will give you guys good educational content. Sometimes I will be out on the streets showing you things that I see, things that I think are interesting, and that might open up your eyes. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Just wanted to share as the sun comes down right by the water.